Okay, what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be using a reference angle to get these exact values. Because I think on the WebWorks, a lot of people were just trying to fudge things using a calculator, and we want to make sure that we understand what a reference angle is. So, if I'm going to find the exact value of that, first thing I need to do is to draw a picture of where the angle 3 pi over 4 is in standard position. Okay. So 3 pi over 4 is positive, so it's going to be moving in a counterclockwise direction. And 3 pi over 4 is a little bit less than 4 pi over 4, which is pi. So it's going to be moving in a counterclockwise direction, and it's not going to be quite the flat angle. Okay, so this is an approximation. The main thing is that I get the quadrant correct. Okay, so if my angle is 3 pi over 4, that's what it looks like. Okay, now if I'm going to find the exact value of that, I'm going to need a reference angle and hope that it's a common angle. Now, by definition, the reference angle is the angle that the terminal side makes with the nearest x-axis. And I can tell if I add this red angle to the reference angle, it's going to give me the flat angle. And so this reference angle is pi over 4. Now, if I'm trying to find the cosine of 3 pi over 4, it will be equal to plus or minus the cosine of the reference angle. And now what goes here is determined by the quadrant. Now 3 pi over 4 is in quadrant 2. And in quadrant 2, cosine is negative. So the cosine of 3 pi over 4 is going to be equal to the negative, since it's in quadrant 2, of the cosine of pi over 4. And cosine of pi over 4 is one of our common angles. And so this will be the negative of 1 over square root of 2. And so this is my answer. This is the exact value of 3 pi over 4. Okay. All right, so let's go on to the next one. So I'm done with that. All of these are written up in the notes for Chapter 8, Section 1 in your PDF in Canvas. So I'm just kind of verbally going through explaining it. I need everyone to be on the same page when they're looking at reference angles and how to get exact value. So I want the exact value of tangent of negative 5 pi over 6. So first I need to draw it. See in standard position and see where it's at. Okay, now it's a negative angle, so we're going to be moving in a clockwise direction. And 5 pi over 6 is a little bit less than 6 pi over 6, which is pi radians. Now, pi radians is the flat angle. In the negative direction, it's going to be that. So negative 5 pi over 6 is going to be just short of doing the flat angle in the negative direction. So all I'm interested in is that I get the correct quadrant. Okay, so the next thing I have to do is get the reference angle. The reference angle, by definition, is the angle formed from the terminal side and the nearest x-axis. Reference angles are always positive, and they don't have direction, but they're always positive. So my reference angle is going to be pi over 6. Now, the tangent of an uncommon angle, like that, is equal to plus or minus the tangent of its reference angle, which in this case is pi over 6. And plus or minus depends on the quadrant. Now we are in quadrant 3. Negative 5 pi over 6 is in quadrant 3. And in quadrant 3, the tangent is positive. Or you can remember it as sine is negative and cosine is negative. And what is tangent? It's sine over cosine and negative over negative, so tangent is positive. So the tangent of negative 5 pi over 6 is going to be equal to the positive tangent of my reference angle, or just tangent of pi over 6. And you can get it from this chart that has tangent out there. Or if you have like one of the shorter charts, tangent of pi over 6 is sine of pi over 6 over cosine of pi over 6, which is going to be, make some space, a half divided by root 3 over 2. And so the 2's cancel and you get 1 over root 3. Okay. Or from this chart, you get it directly. But the answer here is 1 over the square root of 3. And that's how we used a reference angle that was a common function from the chart to get the exact value of that. Okay. So you have to know reference angles are always positive. The trig functions of reference angles are always positive. And you have to know, have to get what quadrant it's in. And once you get the quadrant, you need to see is the trig function positive or negative. Okay, so this is all written up in your notes. Okay, so let's go on to the last one. And let's get the exact value of cosecant of 7 pi over 4. So I'm going to use a reference angle. I'm going to get the quadrant that 7 pi over 4 is in and use a reference angle. And hopefully the reference angle will be a common one. So what have we got? We've got that. And 7 pi over 4, it's going in the positive direction, so it'll be counterclockwise. And what can we say about 7 pi over 4? It's a little bit less than 8 pi over 4, which is 2 pi. And 2 pi is a full revolution. So it's just short of a full revolution. So 7 pi over 4 is going to be about there. The main thing I'm concerned with is I get the correct quadrant. So that's what my angle 7 pi over 4 looks like. And now we're meant to find cosecant of 7 pi over 4. Well, I'm in quadrant 4. And in quadrant 4, we should know that the sine is negative and the cosine is positive. Now, cosecant and sine are flips of each other. So cosecant is 1 over sine. So in quadrant 4, cosecant is negative. So the cosecant of 7 pi over 4 is going to be the negative of the cosecant of the reference angle. And what is the reference angle going to be? Well, the reference angle by definition is the angle that the terminal side, formed by the terminal side and the nearest x-axis. That's my reference angle. And it's always positive and it doesn't have direction. And you can see it's going to be pi over 4 because if I add the red angle to it and then go a further bit here, I get a full revolution. And I know that the sine of pi over 4 is equal to 1 over root 2. So the cosecant of pi over 4, sine and cosecant are flips of each other, so the cosecant of pi over 4 will be the flip of that, which is root 2 over 1, which is just root 2. So the exact value of this one, 7 pi over 4, cosecant of 7 pi over 4 is going to be the negative of the square root of 2. All right, and that concludes this video. There's 3 examples here. There's 2 of them on your assignment, and so if you follow the steps, that we did in the video, and these are all written up neatly in your notes. That should get you the answers for those.